live now. Okay, I think I was live earlier, and then it went offline, and it didn't reconnect. How strange. So it was actually talking to no one for like a good 30 minutes. Well then, let me fill you in. I started up the printer again, but without the server. So it's running strictly off the SD card, manual printer. No advanced features, no monitoring, it's just no time-lapse, no camera, no remote. It's just all on the machine. So, we'll see if that works. I wish to see more pictures. God bless, I do love some people's stuff. Okay, what am I looking at? I have no idea. Back to work. I'm just making sure I'm still live, and alright, I seem to be good. This song sucks, but I don't like this artist at all. Alright, you know what, I take it back. I don't want Vaporwave. Just go with my standard playlist. Much better. Okay, so back to modeling. I'm gonna try and model this little sea shack. There we go. Okay, so I just made like a little plank. It's kind of cute, although it can be better. Getting the hang of this, sort of. I like the loop edit cut feature. It's really nice. Very handy indeed. Can you do a cut? Oh, you can do a cut in the middle space. That's handy. No, because then that creates an end gone. You don't want to do that. Oh, wait, isn't there a feature to, let's try it real quick. So I'm going to do a cut. if I select the face, I know you can triangulate faces. I guess that works. Well, you know what, whatever makes it simple. So go to, see, that's really freaking handy. Look at that. Is that what I wanted? I wanted this one and this one, and that one. Yeah, the Alt click was a bit much, so. Did I create bad geometry in this process? I don't think I did. Kinda did, actually. You know what? I think that's actually acceptable. No, wait, no, that's not good at all. No, look at that garbage. Yeah, it looks alright. So you got that little split wood. Cool. I'm like learning shit here. So he's got two of those. They actually kind of come out a bit further, so I'm going to probably extend them a little. Let's get rid of this. This is confusing. Lots of follows, lots of messages. Doing the tools so I don't lose them, because I don't want to lose my shit. So around 5:30, I think I will be start sanding things. So we got that garbage going on. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So, but mine are just, these aren't stylized in any way, so they're kind of just, I can just do this. I'm actually kind of confused by the coordinates sometimes, because sometimes Y is up, sometimes it's horizontal. Is that because of the rotation I've performed on the object? Probably. So far the printer's behaving. I gotta remember to look at the little widget here in the top right corner. Oh, you can't see my cursor. Why not? Hang on a second. Let's investigate. Yeah, it's set to capture cursor. I don't know. How odd. Oh, there it is. Now you can see it. Anyway, this right here, the little widget, it reminds me of what axis I need to look at. Okay. The illustration again. I want to separate these, so I'm going to do wood columns. Aw. Honda lover. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. We're just doing... Aw, thank you very much, Honda. Appreciate it. We're just doing simple stuff here because I'm trying to learn this program. So don't expect any fancy things to happen yet. Maybe in a few weeks. Right now it's just learning the basics, but I'm kind of getting the hang of this, you know? It's all about learning what those buttons are and how to do things. So I'm gonna move all these to new collection, but supports. Cool. And then platform are these guys. Okay, see, look, now we're getting to some scene management. This is great. So there's my columns, there's the wood support, and then the planks. I'm going to rename that platform. I'm going to rename that to, how do you rename the collection? Oh, just double click, right, of course. Wood platform. There we go. That is mo better. How am I? Alright, Honda, cool. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. Just kind of relaxing. I got my 3D printer running. You missed the adventure this morning, but my 3D printer is starting to have trouble, so I had to dissect it a few times to replace wires. But now it's giving me stepper motor issues, I think. Or communication. I had to unplug the server. So it's behaving right now. Well, let's see how far it gets, because this is what we're printing over here. Little 3D printing masks. We're making furry stuff on this channel. That's what we're doing here right now. Paintings later, but right now we're trying to solve printer issues. And I am not quite sure what's going on yet. I'm basically troubleshooting to determine whether it's a server or hardware issue with the printer itself. So the print has failed 3 times, and it stops relatively in the same place. Like, this is as far as it gets on the piece. Again, stops. It got a little further on this one. This is the one where it stopped the fastest, yeah. But you can see something's going wrong. So I'm trying to determine what it is that's happening. Yeah, actually it stopped at 3 distinct spots. But yeah. So we're running it without the server this time, because maybe it's the USB port. Maybe the USB port's having trouble. Could be wiring. I thought I put it together correctly. So maybe I'll dissect it again if it fails. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna do Blender here for a little bit, and then we're gonna go outside and we're gonna sand this thing to get it ready for the next phase, which is painting. So it's already primed. It could definitely use another coat, probably a little bit more Bondo, because it's got some seams that are not quite hidden. But yeah, I mean, fun stuff, toxic stuff. You don't want to breathe that in after my filters to work on that. So yeah, it's pretty good. We're having a productive day. Not as productive as I would like, just because of the fact that the printer keeps failing. That part should have been done by last night. So, whatever. But Blender is going to be a big part of my pipeline. It's going to be my entire pipeline, pretty much. So I have to learn how to use this program. So we are producing. Learning to produce. So the little picture in the thumbnail there, that's the YouTube tutorial I'm following. And he leaves the lesson at, try and make this as best as you can. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and make this sea shack. But I think I may come in these planks. Wow, is it repeating that song again? I have it on loop, but I want to diminish the space between the planks here. At least a little. And now that I'm starting to use the software more, I'm starting to enjoy it. As I've said before, I'm a huge Lightwave evangelist. I love Lightwave. You know, I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna loosey goosey. Planky winky. I'm a big Lightwave proponent, and historically, but I can't afford to upgrade anymore because, you know, software is getting expensive, and my money isn't getting any better. So let's start working with the free stuff. And frankly, I'm really excited for what the future of Blender holds. Are you kidding me? The chat? Sorry, man, if I'm ignoring the chat. Am I still live? That's the big question right now. It looks that way. It looks like I'm still live. Cool. Alright, let me just pop out the native chats, because I'm trying to use like a little chat manager, and it keeps failing. So let's just bring the actual chat windows on top. Now I can see the chat. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm learning to work with this free software, and I'm really starting to enjoy it. Whatever. I could spend all day doing that, so let's not do that. Let's keep moving. So what I'm going to do is just select olive wood platform. Does that one have a modifier? I don't have a subdivision on there. Strange. interface, and all that good stuff. So I may resume playing this video a little bit, just to see how he does the shack exactly. I know it looks like it takes up a quadrant. So a good portion of these can actually be selected. Actually, let's do this. Let's subdivide, rotate, keep it. My problem. My one problem I'm running into right now is if I do a change here in the transform, it only affects the one and not all of them as a selection. So I got to figure out how to get around that. So his planks look a little bit, let's see, how many planks is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. So this platform actually seems a little bit bigger. Scale down my planks a little. There be lions, tigers, bears in the science. Let's split the atom in defiance. Major 24 karat gold lasers, Alpha Omega. I need 40 mules in an acre. Confused like two less shoes. Like I'm in a jail, I got to make moves. Never had a clue, so I never knew the rules. Part the lupus can't lose. Follow tomorrow, grasp on the heels of Apollo. Ride that wave to the cosmos high. TC balance fires. Call me a lion, yes, the roof is on. Follow tomorrow, grasp on the heels of Apollo. Ride that wave to the cosmos high. You know, I'm trying to get to this 0 exactly, but I don't know how to rotate them as a group other than joining and splitting every time. I gotta go back and look at the tutorials because I think he actually covered that briefly, but you know what? This works right here. I'm gonna move these together. And basically make them a little bit more snug. Z-axis. That 90 degrees exactly. Close enough. I don't want to be a perfectionist. God bless you, boards of Canada. starting to look a little shaky, I suppose. I need to constantly check and make sure I'm still live on these services. It looks that way. Let's see if I can look at my dashboard, broadcast dashboard. Analytics. It says I'm online, so that's good. Let's get back to Blender. So it looks like you remove some planks for, like, I guess windows and stuff, so I can try and do that myself. Planks that'll be in the way. Clone, rotate along Z, rotate along the Z. No, don't delete. No, don't delete. Grab. X. Because the holes let me grab things I don't want, so. Cool, it's looking like something, sort of, maybe, kinda. So, on the floor level here, so let's say we just got our basic walls here, I'll worry about the higher parts. The planks are definitely more closer together, so because gravity is definitely going to bring that stuff together, so let's, bring it down. Said it before and I'll say it again, vertex editing is just something zen about the whole process. Building some of my stuff was very vertex heavy, and I don't like it. I kind of like editing vertexes. Now that I'm figuring out the axes, fit. This would help if we go to X-ray books. So probably have to grab this hand, grabbing the vertices on the other side, but we're not seeing the inside of the structure, so that's alright. prefer hotkey for Alt-Z, so... Cool, okay. Another shortcut way. That's actually going to be handy to know. Yeah, I didn't get these on the other side. Which is okay. I don't need them. I just want them to, you know, fit a little bit more tightly together like they belong. So, it looks a little bit better. And then I gotta do it to this side too, so it might just be simpler to just, you know what, let's just do this. Let's just move the planks into each other. Vertex collisions be damned. So I do not want to waste all my day, all my time doing this one thing. So now, let's make a, I got a little teeny tiny doorway on the bottom, it seems. So let's, I don't want to scale. That actually might have been the smarter thing to do. Try that. That would have been faster and smarter, huh? Look at that. And like a little window over here, so. No, what did I do? Scale Z. Maybe not such a drastic scale Z. Window. Okay, save your work. Always save. I've learned too many lessons to from not saving. So let's try and follow the illustration and give these floor planks a little bit of variety. Alt-T because I'm smart and I learned a new shortcut. Oops. How did that happen? I don't want to put that one out. See, I'm just kind of doing like a little pattern here. I don't want that. If it clips the post. That's a little bit more cattywampus. That one's a bit extreme, I think. There, better. I noticed there's like little numbers in Mixer. There's little numbers next to our name. What do the numbers represent? I have no idea. Well, so far our trench is still going, but I think it's gonna take like probably another hour or two before it fails, if it does. I love this song. So let's see how this. Okay, I'm gonna need to look at this video and see how he does the platform from slightly different angles. There we go. That's better. So it doesn't come out all the way here. So we can get rid of a few of those. And it looks like they kind of go perpendicular. So let's put this one aside for a minute. What was the what is the hot? Because I know there's a way to move on to exclude an axis instead of like I'm hitting grab Z, grab X. How do you exclude? Is that like I don't want to move on the Y axis. I mean I don't want to move on the Z axis. So Alt Z, no Alt Z, Control Z, grab, Control Z. Shift Z. No. It's not Alt Z. How do you exclude an axis? That's a question for Google. Alright, hang on. Blender, exclude grab, and exclude axis. You can shift click the axis that should not move. Grab the object and wait and press axis to exclude, i.e. exclude these, the mouse to float. Okay, so Shift Z, so I thought I did that, so grab, Shift Z, oh there we go. Okay, I just did that wrong somehow. Got it. I'm on it! Scale on the Y axis. Grab along the Y. Mine's looking a bit taller and bulkier than what this guy's got in his scene, but it doesn't have to be perfect, now does it? All about learning. So I think you can now scale. Yeah. Cool. I'm figuring this out. How exciting. Hey, let me know if that music's too loud. I don't want to blast you guys out with my music. Starting to get darker in here a little bit. Print seems to be going well enough so far. I hope it sustains and continues. So what its inevitable failure means is that I will have to well, I'll swap out cables first before anything else. If that doesn't work, then we'll reformat the entire server and rebuild it. Maybe there's a server issue. Scale on Y, scale on the Y, don't scale on the Y, G on the Y, G on the Y, no Y. Let's rotate that thing. There we go. So we're getting closer. I'm getting closer. I smell glue. Oh, what do we got? So you know what? These 3 planks actually come up further. So it actually kind of goes like that, because the plank was behind the house. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of this. Cool, man. He's coming to... Look at me go. I'm like excited. I'm into this. Actually, these things can get long again. I think the biggest thing slowing me down right now is scale, Y. There we go. The biggest thing is just remembering my axes. It's my biggest problem. Trying to make these fit together a little bit more nicely, but I don't have to. So the top planks come out a bit more. I feel like the shack isn't big enough. I mean, I don't care really. I'm just saying that it's in the spirit of it, not so much as your carbon copying. But that's okay. We'll bring this scaleless plank out. Piece of my jacket off. Okay. Yeah. 8% so far, and so it's hanging on, so that's a good sign. Over here, scale X, C, Y, corner piece, and it can be a little cattywampus, stick out a bit. There we go. And then there were two smaller planks that sit on top of it, so starting to look like the illustration a little. Okay, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can build a telescope and all that jazz on my own. So there is... Scale that down a little bit. Scale it. Why? Cool. Yeah, I feel like the scale's definitely off, but like I said, it's not about so much about carbon copying the illustration, but it's more about you got to get the spirit of it right. There's got to be a little support beam under here too. Scale the X. And then let's rotate it on the X. Then there's like one that's like kind of corner cattywampus with the rest. So let's duplicate that. Grab Shift Z, move it over here, rotate on the Z. 45. Like that. Let's do local. Local rotate. Let's see. X. No, don't delete. Rotate on the X. There we go. 90. Cool. Set that back to global. Yeah, what I'm doing is definitely off scale. I keep commenting about that. I guess in my mind it's like a thing, it's like, you are off scale. Perhaps normally that'd be something that worries me, but it shouldn't. That shouldn't be something that I should fret about. But I am going to make some edits that I think will make it a little bit more in proportion in my eyes. we go. That looks a little more doorish. Save. Progress. This lamp's gonna fall over in a second. Alright, what do we gotta do next? Let's look at the video again. Okay. It's a sloped roof. So let's see if we can make it sloped now. Whoa, what was that? Computer wanted to freak out for a second there. Printer's doing good. 10%. I'm like just watching the numbers slowly climb. So, what would be the smartest, fastest, most efficient way to slope these things at a 30 degree, let's say a 25 or 30 degree angle? My thought would be select all, go into side view, go into edit mode, go into and then rotate. Like so. Scale. On the X to kind of bring things back together a little bit. Okay. And then, like I could be doing this the completely wrong way. Oh shit. No. So let's do this. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. Let's go. Just kind of move things around. Scale them, just so they're a little bit more proportional. So I did like a big rotation. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it looks good enough. Gives me the effect I need. And then, you know, I can come in the grab tool. Did my music quit? Oh yes, video paused. I like you, Dr. Bombay, but we're gonna move on. What's the hotkey to isolate? 4? No? Okay, what did I do? Why can't I click on anything now? I definitely hit stuff. So I hid things, shift 4? So I hid stuff. I don't know how I did that. So you know what, file, revert, file, open recent. Yeah, I just lost my slow proof, but I don't know what I did there. I'd rather, well, I suppose I should try and figure that out, or anything else. Okay. So let's do the, I already heard this. Is there a way to do rotation based off the cursor, I wonder? Got these loose strings on my hoodie and I keep picking them off, but can't seem to rid myself. I'm just tearing my hoodie apart, thread by thread. Twitter again. Alright, it's enough of Twitter. Close Twitter. So let's do the slow proof thing again. So I wonder if Lightwave has the way to rotate based off a cursor position if you want. The axis of rotation can be the cursor or center of the selection. I wonder how you can do that. Let's look it up. Google. Blender, rotate, like a spell, blender, rotate from cursor position. Rotate around the 3D cursor, okay? Set pivot point, 3D cursor. Okay, so you can't rotate around the mouse position specifically, but you can rotate around 3D cursor. So if I shift right, so shift right click, that puts. Now where does that in Blender 2.8? options? No. Auto merge, XYZ. Display. Snap. Oh, there we go. So if I hit rotate, cool. All right, so awesome. Got it. So now we can moving things in position. Let's save or anything else. That looks pretty good. We got our sloped roof. I might as well kind of even it out a little bit. Turn on relative editing. That one, I want that one. This is so nice. I dig it. Cool. Save again. And then by just kind of go into vertex mode. Let's grab all these. and then we can bring these up further, so... I could scale, but I'm just gonna do, vertex pushing. Excuse me. I felt that one coming. Okay. There we go. Save. Turn off see-through mode. You know, that was the problem with my last boss, the one that fired me on Monday. She didn't have a very good sense of time, how like things were supposed to take. She had this idea that, like, she moved like 4 houses, because she deals with that kind of thing. And she always thought it would take a couple hours, but it's like, no, it's an all-day affair. She always gets stressed about it. Every time this happened, I was kind of like, oh man. Because she was going to be stressed about it. And sure enough, she got super stressed. But I think that's why she fired me, because she realized that we were going to do nothing that day but move a house. Even though we had a team of movers. I don't know. I'm just like thinking about it. It's just like, God, this pisses me off. When you lose your job and you know you didn't deserve to. Let's try this. Let's do something a little cattywampus here. So it's kind of like angled. Stupidly angled. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I'd rather have that. Don't gun for perfection, just get it done. Rotate on the y-axis. let's see. Next looks like there's some little steps, ladder, all the other things. I've kind of fleshed out enough of this, I think. Let's maybe move on to the next tutorial. Actually, there's no window on the second floor. Go back to now. Oh, that one's much brighter. Oh, what happened? So his looks like his door frame is 3 wide. I think his planks are a little bit smaller than mine. That's a good idea. So let's break those up real quick. Let's move that to wood columns. So let's see, columns. Okay. Supports. Let's hide supports. Let's hide. Yeah, so we'll have to separate those. So let's go. Let's move those to a new collection. Floor. Wood. Walls. First. Move those to new collection. Wood, walls, second. Okay. New collection. Wood, platform. Second. Okay. And the wood platform will be renamed to first. There we go. So I can hide, show everything one by one. Cool. Save. Ouch, my arm hurts. It is 5:30. I don't even know if I want to start sanding today. Like I have to set up for that, and get all dirty for that. Part of me says yes. Yes, you should. You should start sanding. Part of me says, go home and make dinner. You've been here most of the day. I've been here since like 10. So, yeah, you know what? 7.5 hours. That was a full-time job being here today. But I kind of want to keep an eye on this print because I want to make sure and see if it fails or not. It's at 16% right now. So I could keep doing Blender, or I could take a break. I've been streaming for an hour and a half again. Decisions. I'm like actually pondering. I don't even know what I want for dinner. I can't afford to eat out, so I gotta eat at home. I might go to the grocery store and get some ground chuck and just make hamburger helper. That's not a bad idea, actually. I ate all the leftovers. I don't have any leftover hot dogs. I'm not much of a cook, that is for sure. Salad sounds good. I could get salads. Salad for dinner. I don't know. I feel like I need to get up and walk around and stretch, but maybe we should work. Maybe we should start sanding. And the problem is it's starting to get dark and I won't have any light soon. So this might be a matter of best for the morning. Oh, someone said something. Hello. I have to tab over to my chat by just. Hey, Dragon. Oh yeah, no, those are just my portraits. There's 40 of them. Those are just 3 of 40. Or 40 portraits. I did those over the summer at the museum. I painted myself every day. And it took about a day. It took about 3 days to finish each one, 2 to 3 days, because yeah, isn't she looking great? I mean, I'm not up the first to the table to make one of these things, but she's looking pretty good so far. I just gotta. That's what I'm debating, whether I have to go out, set up and go outside and start sanding down, but because it's the winter, it's going to get dark. Like, we're going to lose sunlight in like 30 minutes. She fits pretty good. I can't put her on with my headphones on. So. Not too bad. Sorry about all the noise in the background. This is a warehouse, so there's a lot of fans running. I think I'll probably turn it off. They're done working back there. But I had an issue where the printer kept failing over and over again in roughly the same spot. It kept failing over and over. So I think it might be a server issue. So I unplugged the server, and we're running off the SD card. So far so good. It's at 17%, and this is roughly where it fails. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm wondering if it's either something in the G code, or if this is a hardware issue. This is kind of determines where that line of fault is. It could be a bad USB cable. It could be the USB port is going bad. We're gonna find out soon enough. Yeah, you know what? Let me turn off the warehouse fan. 1 second. Listen to how much quieter it gets in a second here. So much better. You can hear me now. Now it's super close to the printer. This microphone is like really sensitive. Because I need to order like 50-foot USB cables because I wander around the studio and I take the cameras with me, and I need a microphone that can follow as well. So I do have my field microphone I can use as a microphone, which would improve the sound quality immensely while I'm here at my desk, but like, because right now, this is what I've been doing for the past, hour or so. We've just been kind of I'm learning Blender, so I'm following this lesson where we make this. So this thing. And basically, he kind of teaches you the basics, and then you're supposed to follow along and do the rest yourself. So mine's pretty comparable. It's off scale. It's not exact, but that's not the point. The point is you're trying to learn the interface and the hotkeys, and I've made a lot of progress. Like, I'm understanding the interface now. That's all about what any 3D program is learning how to manipulate vertices is really what it ultimately comes down to. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited because Blender will be my workflow. This is where I'll be making all the masks in it going forward. Like I say, I can't afford ZBrush, so not yet. Maybe in the future I will, but I'm really excited for the sculpting tools that they're coming out with in the near future. The guys they hired specifically for the sculpting portion is they're doing amazing work, and I'm excited to see what comes next. But yeah, I'm just sitting here and I'm pondering whether or not to start sanding her. But I'm starting to feel hungry. Like now that I started talking about dinner, it's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I should go home and make something. I can't wait to finish her. So I need to, I'm printing the hatch. That's what I'm trying to finish, is the hatch. And we keep, that's when I started having the failures, and I had to dissect my printer last night to fix a bad wire. So I suspect it might be more wire issues going on in there, especially to like the USB port. Hang on, let me get the chat, oh, sorry, wrong mouse click. Let me get the chat back in front of me. I don't know, I haven't decided how to finish her. Crystal, no, this is the hatch for this one. This one has a hatch in one of the projects, and I think it might be scaled differently. Because here's my first attempt at printing the hatch, and if you see, it's off scale. It doesn't fit, it doesn't fill. It's actually off quite a bit. So I'm reprinting based off of what was on the OpenKig website. So we're going to see how that fits. And if it still doesn't fit, something happened here. Now Crystal, she does have a hatch already printed, which is right here. And there's a little warpage, so it doesn't perfectly fit, but it fits well enough that it'll work. So I need to sand, well, it's already been sanded, but I need to prime and sand it down, and then paint it with everything else, and then bolt it into place. So this will be bolted with hinges in the near future. In the future, I want to integrate hinges directly into the designs because that'll save me a lot of time and effort, and probably hardware too. I need to figure out a way to do that, to put like a metal pin in the plastic hinges, because I don't think plastic in itself non-printed hatch. Yeah, probably. I think worst case I'll have to make something out of like foam or whatever. I'm not too worried about it. Worst case, I just go with a strap. Doesn't have to have a, but I would definitely want, as I was actually talking about this earlier, the reason I want a clamshell design or a hatch is that some of the problems I'm having is that the straps are wearing down, and I have to figure out how to replace them, even though they're like resined into place. You know, there's epoxy on them. So how do you replace that? And then lay epoxy on top of it again, I guess, and maybe install a new strap. I don't know. So I figured rather than deal with straps, hinges with padding will probably be the good way to go. And then, of course, you know, little latches to hold it in place. It's thoughts for the future. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Heat-shaped plastic was probably, you know, I need to go get a heat gun, but those were like at pawn shops everywhere. 10, 15 bucks. Yeah, I want a secure fit, because a good fit will allow you to be more active. I have to be careful swinging my head around with Bridget, for example, because if I look down, it'll pull away from me. If I look too fast, it'll pull away from me. The weight of it will actually, the centrifugal force will pull it away, because the strap is so weak. So if you noticed, if you pay attention to how she moves, she has a certain precision to the way she looks. So I want to try and avoid that in the future and have like nice snug fits with adjustable padding, so that way you don't worry about those problems. Yeah, she is. She weighs a bit. But it's very well balanced, but her ears and her muzzle, it all adds up. Minerva's got the clamshell design, so she doesn't have that problem as much. Crystal, however, she's going to need a shit ton of padding, because she is she's not heavy, but she is very big. Like, my head has a lot of space in there, so I'm going to have to do strategic padding to kind of center me and keep me in place. She's got to fit well, and she's got to look well. Yeah, Bridget is. I mean, Crystal is voluminous for sure. So, yeah. So this. So I don't think. Yeah, I think I've decided. I will not sand this tonight. This will be a task for tomorrow morning, because it's gonna get dark. It's already getting dark. I already have to have the overheads on. The sodium lamps are on now, so I'll deal with that tomorrow. I am hungry, so I shall make dinner, and then I'll probably get online again tonight and do some Destiny, because I've been playing the hell out of that, and I got like 4 days before the season ends, so I got to wrap up that seasonal armor, the seasonable emblem, the season seal is what I got to get before the new season starts. But for the blender project, do you know if you'll be? I saw someone do like, wheat water or. The water's going to be. It looks like it's going to be a shader. It definitely looks like it's going to be a shader effect. I haven't gotten that far, but knowing what little I know now, or at least general knowledge of 3D, it's just going to be a simple mesh with a refractive shader on it. It seems to be the logical way to handle it. I'm sure it'll be like, where is it? Right here. He's clearly got some kind of surface distortion going on, which I'm sure he'll cover how to do like a ripple effect. But yeah, everything else is just going to be a shader. Oh, a link to the tutorial? Yeah, definitely. The guy's channel, his name is Grant Abbott, and he's got I followed all his tutorials up into this part. So there's like a little monster scene tutorial, and then there's a low poly well tutorial. I followed those 2 sets, and now I'm at the 3rd one. So there you go. Yeah, I recommend. He's pretty good. If you look at my YouTube channel, I got a playlist for Blender, and I've been kind of bookmarking everything there that I've been wanting to follow or going to follow. Give that a look, because there's a lot of good stuff there. There's a shit ton of good stuff on YouTube. I feel like, I mean, I know there's a benefit for paying for tutorials, like on Udemy or even Gumroad, but yeah, Blender Guru is pretty good. I like this guy's tutorials. They're very approachable. I followed Blender Guru's donut tutorial, but I didn't feel like I walked away with as much information as I did with these, because now I feel like I'm really empowered for those poly edits and things like that. Like, I feel like I understand more here than I did with Blender Guru's donut tutorial, especially after doing 3 of his. But I don't know. But sculpting, yeah, we're gonna definitely go heavy on, and I'm gonna try and actually see if I can follow ZBrush tutorials. My plan for the digital sculpting in Blender is I want to try and practice sculpting with Blender, try and follow ZBrush tutorials with Blender as well as I can, and then at least once a day try and sculpt something from reference. And maybe every other day try and do my own little sculpt of just something, whatever. The problem is one of my big problems is I am not a character artist. I can't draw cartoony characters, I feel like I need to be better at that so I can make reference imagery, so that way I can sculpt things in 3D. Especially if I'm going to be taking commissions in the future, I want to be able to sculpt from reference, or even generate my own reference. And so that's something I need to practice a lot too. Like I'm supposed to, I spent 4 years in art school, doing studio arts, drawing and painting every day. And it's like I got pretty decent at drawing and painting people and life, but not cartoons. So I think I may need to practice that and start making fan art of stuff. I don't know. I actually have a sketchbook, and I started drawings of Utopia. Where is it? Hang on a second. yeah, I started drawing. I started practicing like Judy Hopps. See, that's like you know, that's like first one, and then that's like the fifth one. I started to kind of hone in on that look of her. I was getting there. Yeah, random crap. So you know, it's just what I do is I'll pause the movie every time this camera changes. Like I'll hit play on Zootopia or Secret of NIMH. I was doing the Secret. I don't have the sketchbook with me, but every time the camera changed on Secret of NIMH, I would pause it and paint that scene because that scene was composed a specific way. The characters are moving in that frame a particular way. Draw them, or use ink to paint out and flesh the backgrounds, and then hit play again and spend only a few minutes on it. And then when the camera changes again, hit pause. And then you know just step your way through the movie like that. It was actually really good practice, really good compositional practice too. I'm paying attention. I want to go back and actually paint all those scenes in gouache, practice gouache, and just kind of work my way through the movie like that, and paint every frame. This is really good color practice, and it makes you pay attention to all the information and details that are there. Why did they choose those colors? How is it impacting the characters around you? You know, who's on the left frame, who's on the right frame? Are they on thirds? Is there a golden ratio going on? All this kind of little stuff that kind of starts bouncing around in your mind, why they made the decisions they did. So it's something I need to start doing again. So maybe I'll stream that. Probably not tonight because I kind of got my evening planned out. So this thing's on 20% right now, this print, and it's definitely gotten farther than before. So I have a feeling either the print, or maybe the print server just needs to be rebooted. A good old-fashioned reboot. I see the power light's still on, so I'm kind of blathering, but that's the whole point of being on stream, is like you're supposed to talk non-stop. And I'm getting pretty good at it. I'm getting pretty good at generating conversation out of nothing and talking endlessly. A whole summer at the museum kind of helped train me for that. Talk like nobody's watching. So, okay, it is 5:45. My studio camera, I should plug in my studio camera. I don't think, no, I can't reach it from here. Yeah, hang on a second. The camera's gonna break apart for a second, but let me move some things around real quick. Let me see if I can give you studio camera. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, there we go. That one camera's back. 1 second. So that camera's set up just so you can see what I'm working in. Let's get back to studio mode. Just make sure I don't accidentally. There we go. My studio. It's quite, it's kind of a little bit of a mess right now. My friend rents one half, I rent the other, and we just got all sorts of things going on. Well, actually, this is just a portion of it. There's actually a alcove just off camera that you can't see. There we go. Yeah, it's a big mess. I mean, yeah, it is a mess, but I need to clean up. There's an event called On Off Fredericksburg that happens because we're off Fredericksburg Road. So basically all the studios open up and people can kind of come in and see your art, things like that. So I think I may have my studio open. I didn't sign up, but this artist collective is definitely going to be part of it. So I thought, oh, I should be here for that weekend and open up my studio and people can come see all my paintings. Hopefully sell some stuff, sell everything. But I got a lot of crap to clean up. I got a lot of plastic to throw in the recycle bin and things like that. So, I have a feeling this print is actually going to finish. Unfortunately, I can't run the server, so I can't monitor it. Or can I? Hang on, let's load Octoprint real quick. Looks like I can monitor it. Okay. Cool, so maybe I can monitor it from home. My biggest concern is that it fails and I'm not here. I mean, but I live around the corner, so I can actually get here pretty quickly. There's always people here, so yeah, I'll be back and forth. I just probably won't be streaming. But yeah, okay. I am going to shut down the stream, I think, for now, and go home and make some dinner and then check on this thing. So, but anyway, hey, thanks for tuning in, Draken. I've been here most of the day and I'm kind of ready to go home. I feel like I got I got stuff done. Like I say, I did this thing. Yeah, I can't wait to get in full swing, like actually be making my own designs. That is something I'm going to work pretty hard on to do, because I like to say I want to make this my business. I want to be able to sustain, I want to pay for this studio with this stuff. That's a definite goal of mine. Yeah, because I'm kind of tired of working for other people. Tired of the crazy bosses and just the unreliability of it all. I'm kind of burned out working for other people. But when you take commissions, you kind of are anyway, but at least I'll be able to set my own hours, my own rules, and my own failures are on me, you know? So, anyway. A mold? Yeah, that's a thought. The only problem with like doing a silicone mold is it's got the hollow eyes, and I guess you could cap them and then just drill them out with a Dremel. If as long as Flora is okay with me actually producing these things, taking commissions on these things, then yeah, I could probably do that actually. We'll see. I mean, she did post these under an open license, so I think it'd be okay to do that. Well, I'll check with her. But yeah, this isn't, you know, that is a thought. That isn't half bad. Just make a silicone fiber resin jacket and then just do slush casting from that point. Oh, I forgot I had candy. Somebody gave me Christmas candy. Fuck yeah. I don't have to go home and eat. I can eat here. This is actually really bad for me. Just pure brownies. That's true. And that's a very good point. Because if I can just slush cast these out of a mold, then yeah, you're right. Then I can just then I can just, you know, pop them out. That's very true, though. Backups would be good. Okay, enough of this crap. I need to eat healthy. Yeah, so I'd actually probably have to make a second one. Like, I know I'm just going to sand and airbrush and finish this one. But to have a stock, because I do want to have a stock set that I can just, a set of generic characters that can be kind of like, you know, just tapered into something unique. So that way people can have like their little, you know, original stuff without being crazy. Like, I just need a generic fox. I just need a generic wolf with a wig or something. That's the good place to be, and that'll probably be an inevitability. So I can just cast them out quickly. Or do like vacuum, make like cheap. No, I don't want to be. I don't want to be known for cheap shit. Exactly. So, yeah. We'll see. It's just. I hope the hatch works. After all the trouble. Well, I mean, I need the printer running regardless. I just got to figure out why the server's freaking out. So I suspect this thing has gotten farther than any of the other prints. So I suspect that it will finish. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. So, okay. I'm out of here for now. I'm gonna go have dinner proper and just relax and get cleaned up. So, thanks for tuning in. I will most certainly be back tomorrow, and probably tonight you'll know where to find me. So, have a good evening.